Later than many space fans expected, NASA has finally revealed who will build the lunar rovers for the Artemis program. What surprised a lot of people is that instead of choosing a single winner, the agency selected two companies. Even more interesting, both teams ended up presenting vehicles that are quite different from the concepts originally shown to the public. Back in 2024, NASA narrowed the competition for its Lunar Terrain Vehicle, or LTV, contract to three companies: Lunar Outpost, Intuitive Machines, and Venturi Astrolab. Each team brought its own rover design and a network of partners to help make it a reality. When the final decision arrived, NASA chose Venturi Astrolab and Lunar Outpost. However, neither company will be moving forward with the exact vehicles they first introduced. For Lunar Outpost, the original star of the show was a rover called Eagle, developed alongside partners including General Motors, Goodyear, MDA Space, and Leidos under the Lunar Dawn team. Eagle was designed to closely match NASA's vision for a next-generation lunar vehicle. The rover was set to run on GM's Ultium battery technology, the same family of batteries used in several of the company's electric vehicles. It was designed to carry 2 astronauts in full spacesuits along with up to 500 kilograms of cargo. The vehicle would also feature a navigation console, a robotic arm, and something never seen before on a crewed lunar rover: headlights. Power would come from 4 electric motors, one mounted at each wheel. Lunar Outpost originally claimed Eagle could operate on the moon for up to 10 years and travel an incredible 30,000 kilometers during its service life. That's about 1,000 times farther than the lunar roving vehicle used during the Apollo missions. While Eagle hasn't disappeared completely and could still reach the moon someday, NASA selected a different vehicle for Artemis 4. That rover is called Pegasus, and it's a smaller, more streamlined design. Pegasus still uses much of the technology developed for Eagle, including the GM battery system and hardware from partners like Goodyear and Leidos. One notable change is that MDA Space is no longer listed as part of the project team. Despite its smaller size, Pegasus remains a capable machine. It can reach speeds of up to 14 kilometers per hour and has a maximum range of around 900 kilometers. On the moon's challenging terrain, that kind of performance could make a huge difference for astronauts exploring far from their landing sites. The design also takes inspiration from the famous Apollo lunar roving vehicle. GM contributed key systems to that original rover decades ago, including the wheels, suspension, steering, and drivetrain. Pegasus builds on that legacy while adding modern capabilities. Not only can astronauts drive it, but it can also operate autonomously or be controlled remotely from a distance. Another major advantage comes from technology developed for the Mobile Autonomous Prospecting Platform, or MAPP. That rover made history in 2025 by becoming the first commercial rover to reach the moon, the first commercial rover to operate on another world, and the first rover to explore the lunar South Pole region. To get Pegasus ready for Artemis 4, NASA is providing Lunar Outpost with a contract worth $220 million. The company now has roughly a year and a half to complete development and prepare the rover for its planned mission in 2028. NASA also announced that both winning rover designs will be delivered to the moon by Blue Origin. That plan has raised some questions after the recent loss of a New Glenn rocket during a major test incident. It remains to be seen whether that event will affect the timeline for future lunar missions. What's clear is that Pegasus and Astrolab's crewed lunar rover are only the first step. NASA's long-term goal is much bigger, as the agency works toward establishing a permanent human presence on the moon in the next decade. More vehicles will be needed to help astronauts travel farther, carry more equipment, and build the foundations of a lasting lunar outpost. The next few years could be some of the most exciting in modern space exploration, and these new lunar rovers are set to play a major role in that journey.